Black Ice is the title of both AC/DC's latest album and the band's first full-length tour since 2001. With creative director Patrick Woodruff at the helms of all things visual, the Black Ice touring set was designed by Jeremy Lloyd and Mark Fisher from Stewfish. As well as AC/DC's iconic Cannons and Hell's Bell, the tour is notable for a life-size runaway train built by Brilliant Stages with support from stage construction firm Tate Towers. The set also features a huge inflatable lady named Rosie, created by regular Stewfish supplier Air Artists. Upstaging is making its AC/DC debut as lighting vendor, working with Patrick Woodruff, co-designer Dave Hill, and lighting director Charlie Wilson, otherwise known as Cosmo. Meanwhile, Screenworks is handling Video World. All this is being supervised by production manager Opie, who also brought in Clare Brothers to look after the live sound. With John Lewis taking over from Mike Adams on monitors for the European tour, the front of house mix is left to Pab Boothroyd, now a veteran of 3 AC/DC World Tours, who is relying on the X-Array sound system from Electro Voice as his main PA element. Why X-Array?
Because we used it last time. We liked what we got out of it last time. The band liked it. They liked the look of a big PA. It gives me a lot of baffle area. Line arrays are great, but I don't think the line array really suits AC/DC. We have played through line arrays and they sounded fine. But at the end of the day, I don't think they wanted the pencil PA look. AC/DC are known for their sound, being a big sound band. So big PA, it's all part of the whole big picture. But it actually does sound good. I've got a phenomenal system engineer, Dave Dixon, who's worked with me on AC/DC many a times and other projects. And I think between the two of us, we get the best out of it. We do have some line array on the very outside. It's the Clare i4, or the i5 actually now. We can fly that high up and bend it to just shoot right up the sides.
Joining Pab at front of house are 2 Midas consoles from 2 very different eras. A Pro 40 analog desk, built in 1985 and used on the tour for the main front of house mix, and the very latest from Midas, the Digital Pro 6, which is used to record AC/DC shows as well as mix support bands. Both consoles share modular design approaches, but it's the older Pro 40 that is providing the comfort zone for Pab.
This is like an old pair of slippers. You put them back on and you think, oh, I'll just try them on. You go, that's better. It's always good using analog stuff. A lot of people nowadays, they grow up on PM1Ds and all sorts of things, and they would never even ever had to use a console like this. It makes me wonder, For me, though, it really is just like an old friend. It's actually a very simple desk. It's not complicated. I think everybody should use an analog desk of some kind, or certainly something where you're twiddling real pots and moving faders and plunking proper switches.
The Pro 6 represents Pab's first move into Midas's new digital environment. And during AC/DC's tour rehearsals in the States, Midas's Richard Faraday, aka Fez, went over to help smooth out the process.
When we first got the Pro 6 over to America, when we were doing rehearsals, Fez came over and kind of babysat that. We dialed it up, and I had a listen between the two. The thing is with a digital desk, when you listen to it on an individual basis, if you put a microphone into a single channel and you go hello 1 2 2, and then you do the same on an analog desk, you go hello 1 2, there is actually not a great deal of difference. I think the real difference comes is when you sum a lot of inputs together, and it's the final master bus out where you hear, obviously a lot of small additions make up to a big change. But with the Pro 6, that wasn't as noticeable. I think what they've maintained that classic Midas sound that comes out the main bus. It's very smooth. The high frequencies are notably more precise, more real, more authentic. I don't know whether that's because of the 96k sampling, and I know bitrate and all that makes the biggest difference, I suppose, but there's something about this which is, it does have a nice Midas sound to it. I like the size of this now. I never have used an XL8, mainly because I've never had a reason to. But when this came out to America and we started messing with it and comparing it, it just slotted into place nicely. It's great to use. I'm not using it on Anger on this tour as such as a main console, but we've been using it for all the opening acts. I've been recording off it. I do set it up as an emergency console, so I can actually unmute the masters and go straight into a mix which we have dialed in. And occasionally, every now and then, I check that mix. I run a song or two through it and I listen to it. I'd be hard to tell the difference if my eyes were closed in the heat of a moment or whatever. You wouldn't really know. Of course, it does sound different, but it's not massively, which is pleasing. It's great. It means that the development is ongoing and it's getting there.